Oh, this is gonna be good, guys. Get ready for it. Wait for it. Wait for it. Boom! One hit kill. Bye-bye, cruiser. Have a good one. What's up, friends? This is Manni, and welcome to today's sponsor, World of Warships, a game I have played so much that I counted 13 tier 10 ships in my own account right here. And in this video, I want to show you how much fun the game is and give you in the video description pinned comment down below the link to try it out for yourselves for free, and also secure yourself 7 days of premium time, 1.5 million credits, 500 doubloons, and a ship of different ship classes to choose from that you like to start the game with. After the first 10 battles, that ship will be yours. So use the link below with the promo code BRAVO as you see on screen and get playing and have the fun that I'm showing you here in this video. And unlike the recent live stream, this here is more of a montage with the best moments where I can really show you some action gameplay. The game has an incredible amount of 500 detailed ships to play. They range from destroyers that are smaller but very dangerous with their torpedoes, spotting enemy ships very well and are hard to be spotted themselves. Right, so they're like the light tanks of World of Warships, basically. Then we have the cruisers that are very universal, good air defense, anti-air defense, good range, good damage output on their guns and cannons, often also having torpedoes and having a decent mobility and also armor in many cases. So they're kind of the all-rounders in some regards, you could say. Then there are battleships that are, you know, very long range, but also extremely, even more dangerous in short range, but they can fire from a much further distance. They have the potential to really one-shot battleships or cruisers if they make a really lucky shot and hit the citadel very accurately, and basically the weak spot, dealing tons of damage there. They also bring more hit points to the table and more armor, but they are also really slow compared to the other classes, or most of them. The turrets turn very slow, and they're very susceptible to attacks by destroyers with their strong torpedoes, especially when the torpedoes come out of nowhere, because you can't see the destroyer because it's smaller and faster and stays at range, right, where it doesn't get spotted. This right there is a destroyer, and I have almost no chance to effectively hit this guy. He's so fast. Every time I fire, he can make a movement change, and my cannons probably won't really make a good hit anymore. And then there's also aircraft carriers that have the ability to send planes into the battlefield. You can actually steal the planes yourself and attack ships with that, or scout the enemy ship positions and so on. I have not included a battleship, an aircraft carrier gameplay here because I just don't know really how to play them. I've never understood this so much, but I know it's a very viable playstyle and a lot of people are enjoying it. And of course there's also, relatively new, the submarines as an additional class of ships that are underwater and shooting torpedoes from there, and I think they have to be taken down with depth charges and such. Also something I haven't tried yet. So much for our intro. We have earned a little bit of credits here and did some damage, but let me show you an awesome moment that I have with the Montana before. Okay, so we have a guy coming in there. I have a pretty good lead on the target, and this is how you would like to hit. This is the way to hit a cruiser. Boom, 30,000 damage. 3 citadel hits, cruiser instantly vaporized. That is how it goes. But for this, you have to also be a little bit lucky, and you also need to know where to aim. I know a little bit about where to aim, not always ideally, but the luck component is also something, because your spread of bullets or shells is a little bit random. And so you can't guarantee these citadel hits, but if you're at the right spot and these guys are coming in the sideways, a full broadside line like this, the battleship is definitely going to have some fun here. The Montana with its 12 shells that it sends your way. And now there comes a battleship. Let's see what we can do about him. He's bigger, better armored, and he is partially covered now by the ship wreckage down there. So let's wait for him to come out and fire. Let's see what we can do here. Boom. Okay, that was not the highest damage, but it was a decent hit. Not a citadel hit though. If we had hit the citadel, more accurately there, there would have been a chance that we kill him almost in one shot. Sink the ship. And now the next shot, by the way, is gonna be less optimal from the angle. You see he's turning in, and now we have the broadside, the side of the ship, not so good anymore. We can still make a decent amount of damage here, 16k, but we were no longer able to make a really hit on the weak spots from the side into the citadel or something like this. You might want to know that the game also has an awesome graphics engine. It's the best looking water I've seen in my life. It's extremely detailed. I've read somewhere that the makers of the ships, they spent upwards of half a year to make one of these 500 ships in the game, because they're so detailed and also historically accurate in many instances, and that is just amazing. So if you are into ships in general, this is definitely your game. And if you like this laid back firing and, you know, relying on your knowledge of the game and accuracy with shooting your guns, and you have this, you know where to place your shots, World of Warships gets awesome. There's also, like I said, an armor rating here, an armor belt for battleships, for example. Here, the Conqueror has very frontally highly armored turrets, a decent armor on the upper plate, and then the belt armor is very heavy. So if you're angling the ships, battleships can basically no longer penetrate you on the side, and also hit your citadel there. Now we're in the Hindenburg, which is not a battleship, it's a cruiser, but it's an interesting ship, and one of the few German ones I have. And since I am German, I wanted to also include at least one of those things. It has a higher fire rate, but altogether actually relatively long reload still, considering for a cruiser, right? Because I have ships like the Des Moines that can fire like every 5 seconds, and then another ship that I will show you in an upcoming video that is becoming my most favorite ship. It fires like every 3 point something seconds, and it just hammers the enemies so much, and it has torpedoes, which the Hindenburg has as well, by the way. But yeah, it's not always easy to get into the right position for the torpedoes. But if you get there and you can just send them, this is the best thing that can happen to you. Alright, so already hit one of those guys. We did not much damage so far, but don't worry, there's gonna be more to come. By the way, World of Warships is also on the console, for those who might be interested. This is a PC game here, mostly what you're seeing now, but there is a console version, and there's even a Blitz version for mobile. But down the code that I have provided for you here to get the game that works for the PC version and your starter pack that you get along with it, right? It's also interesting to note that the game came out 2015 and has only gotten bigger and better since then. The community has gone up to millions of players. Every month, content updates with new ships and new maps or even ship types. The dynamic weather they implemented, these awesome looking graphics and that they have, and the detail, which to me shows they really love their game and always want to keep it the best way it can be, right? And that's good to see. By the way, you see there's a lot of action, but the gameplay is a little slower paced than some of the other games we play here on the channel, be it Warbots or also World of Tanks. It is a bit more laid back, if I could say that. This torpedo almost looked like it was homing in on me. Yeah, so but that's also a good thing, because it's not hectical, and you still need to apply your knowledge and skill of the game. You need to know where to place your shot, how long and far to pre-aim, and what situation you should not get yourself into with a ship, right? And it's always good to stick with teammates, which is also important, by the way. You can play it with your friends in a division or team, or you can just play lone wolf style multiplayer or even co-op. There are so many different game modes to choose from with that work a little differently, where you can capture beacons, or you basically just take out all the enemy ships. You do it with AI opponents on the other side, or you have full multiplayer on both sides. It depends on what kind of game mode you prefer. prefer. It's all there for you. My personal favorite is currently the co-op mode. I feel like I get into the action a little easier, and I can just have some fun, knock out ships, and that is really fun for me. So yeah, if you like what you see and you also would like to support me at the same time, then go down in the description, pin comment, register with the game, and try it out. Secure yourself that extra starter ship that you can choose which one you want to have, and get playing, sink some ships, because I'm telling you, this is a lot of fun. And it's actually rather relaxing. It's not so stressful like some of the other games we sometimes play, where you can get quite hectical. Not here. It's rather relaxing and laid back, and still very skill intensive if you get better at it, knowing where to place a shot. Also, even understanding, is the enemy ship currently slowing down, coming to a stop? Is he accelerating? Is he going full speed or slow or backwards? You need to know all these things and recognize it from looking at him, so that you know where to place your shots. Right now we're shooting not at the max distances, but some of the ships can fire 26 kilometers or so. The ships will be on their way for like 15-16 seconds. Imagine how well you have to anticipate and plan ahead the shots. But if you do that well, you can get away with an incredibly rewarding citadel hit and doing so much damage to them. So yeah, it's super fun. Definitely like that. And the Hindenburg here, let me just sink that last ship right there, or maybe at least help in doing so. You see I'm going towards him, which is not giving him my broadside where he can fire. This way I only use half of my firepower. In the lower bottom left you can see the layout of my ship, 2 turrets in the front, 2 turrets behind all the structures on my ship. So when I'm driving like this or going like this, I can only use half of my firepower, but at least I only show the front of the ship, which is not as much of a weak spot. And now we're launching some torpedoes. I think it's too late. The torpedoes won't arrive in time anymore, especially since I'm not the only one shooting that ship. And I just took a massive beating from him, because I'm a cruiser, he's a battleship. He can kind of one-shot me if he does a good job. And I did show my side, so I got a big hit. But you saw, the torpedoes all came in now. If he hadn't gone down from the weapons fire, those torpedoes would have finished him off big time. Perhaps even one-shot at the whole thing. So very dangerous. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next one. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.